I'd like to call this meeting of the Columbia County Board of Commissioners to order for this Tuesday, October the 2nd, 2018. Would you join me in a word of prayer? Lord, we realize that there are problems all over the world, problems in the United States, but at the same time, we realize how blessed we are here in Columbia County. And for that, we're truly thankful. We ask tonight as we take up items pertaining to the citizens and the welfare of Columbia County, that you grant us wisdom to evaluate each part, and in the end to make a decision that is acceptable to you and in the best interest of the people we serve. In Christ's name we pray. Would you stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States Republic.
We have a quorum tonight with all 5 members present. You have before you the minutes of our previous meeting of September the 18th. This is a regular commission meeting. If you're satisfied with their content, we'll accept a motion for their approval. Any items needing any further discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hand. Mr. Johnson, I believe we have struck one item under G1B, the urban design. No, we have not struck that. Sorry, it's not having a presentation.
Yes, sir. We're not going to have the presentation tonight, and I believe we're going to take the matter up later in the agenda.
Okay. Any other changes that you're aware of?
Not to my knowledge, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Again, I want to welcome each of you to this meeting of the Commission. Remind you that these proceedings are videotaped. You're entitled to a copy if you desire one by making application to our county clerk here, Ms. Crawley. Also, that these proceedings after a couple of days will be on the county website. You're able to view what went on here and index so that you can skip through the part that you don't want to hear about. Remind you, too, that you're invited to speak to this body. If you're not already on the agenda, we ask that you fill out a speaker form that's in the back of the room and bring it up, and we'll recognize you at the proper time during the meeting. Under our presentations, we have a presentation from Ray Patel concerning a penalty placed on his hotel motel tax. Well, I guess we'll check a little later in the meeting to see if he might just be a few minutes late. I believe, Mr. William Eubanks, you have said you're here to answer any questions if a particular item or question comes up about your item. Okay, thank you. Then we move now to our consent agenda. These are items that's been through the proper committee and received the necessary 3 votes to be put on consent. If you're satisfied with this list of items, we'll accept a motion for their approval as one vote. I will call to your attention that item H1K pertaining to the Patel appeal was denied in committee and goes to consent as a denial, just for your information. So if you're satisfied with all of these, we'll accept a motion to approve them as one vote.
So moved. Second.
Are there any items needing any further clarification? All in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you. We will go now to Commissioner Duncan for a, is this a second? This is a second.
Yes, sir.
It does first reading, but
It's second.
second
Second
reading.
reading, yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the second reading of Resolution 18-037 and 18-038, updating and authorizing 911 charges on all prepaid wireless and all telephone services and all wireless enhanced 911 charges other than prepaid wireless services, respectively.
Second.
Mr. Johnson, I believe this is an action we have to take pertaining to legislation of the last General Assembly.
It is, Mr. Chairman. It allows us to be able to collect the revenues on the 911 charges.
This is a second and final reading. All in favor, please raise your right hand. Commissioner Allen?
Yes, sir. I would like to make a motion to accept the Construction Advisory Board's recommendation to demand the correction of any deficient work and to forfeit Georgia Line of Pools and Landscaping bond should such corrective work not be performed within 14 days. Staff is authorized to proceed with any required paperwork.
Any further discussion of this item? All in favor? Commissioner Duncan?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve proclamation September 15th, to October 15th, 2018 as Hispanic Heritage Month in Columbia County.
Second.
Any discussion of this item as a request from the Heritage Society? All in favor? I guess Ms. Crawley will be in touch with her. Does she want a presentation at a commission meeting, or what does she desire? Sorry. Okay, thank you. Commissioner Allen?
Yes, sir. I would like to make a motion to approve the request for rezoning from C1 to S1 for climate-controlled storage located at tax map 077003B, subject to the conditions enumerated in the September 20th, 2018 Planning Commission report.
Second.
Any discussion of this for the climate-controlled storage units? All in favor?
Say they look really neat.
Good profile. Next item.
I make a motion to approve the rezoning request from C1 to C2 located at tax map 082B, 082B, subject to the conditions enumerated in the September 20th, 2018 Planning Commission's report.
Second.
Is that correct?
Is this the one we were going to put some additional conditions on? Yes, sir. Our earlier discussion, we had talked about doing that as S1. Is this the,
Yes, sir. Oak.
would you like to withdraw your motion?
I would like to withdraw it, yes, sir, and give it another shot here.
Would whoever withdraw their second?
I withdraw my second.
Would you like to start over?
I would like to, yes, sir. And is that correct? 082B twice? 082B005?
Correct.
Okay. Let's try this again. I would like to make a motion to approve the rezoning request from C1 to S1 located at tax map 082B005, subject to conditions enumerated in the September 20th, 2018 Planning Commission report.
Wait for a second.
Second.
I'll second.
Yeah.
Right, what?
Yeah, you have to have I think the issue that the commission had was the use of the property is why you want to make it S1.
Right.
So with that, part of your motion would be that.
For the
the
purposes
purposes that,
of being a,
what it says here.
Yep.
Servicing boats, I believe it's selling boats. So it's for the purposes of the intent on the application.
Well, either way, under S1, they're going to have to come back if it changes usage. But you'll still be able to do what he's intended to do. Yes, sir.
Yeah, please. We understand.
Well, and need to be clear too, there are other retail shops in this center. So if S1 is the direction you want to go, we need to approve also retail.
This allows you to do everything you wanted to do,
Right.
but if it changes hands, it needs to come back to planning and zoning for approval.
subject to the conditions in the Planning Commission report doesn't cover it?
No, no,
No, sir. No, sir.
Well, it would be if it was original, according to the original request.
Right.
There's already existing retail sales in there. This will be another retail. This will be boat sales. So if you say S1 for only boat sales, you just effectively took the other businesses away.
Are we rezoning the entire building or just that one section?
there are two buildings on one piece of property. So whatever you do tonight would apply to the entire property.
Oh,
Original understanding, C2 with conditions that it
It does have,
only be boat.
but there's conditions on it. They weren't that it could only be a boat. There were other conditions. Fencing, gate designs be submitted. But the S1 zoning can work as long as you specify retail sales and boat dealership.
But that's putting a split zoning on the same building, right? Well, if you got C2 on some and S1 on the others.
That's one for the whole property.
Retail.
I think the issue that you have there is you have
Retail.
an applicant that's operating currently in a commercial zoning that's gonna arbitrarily lose that commercial zoning in an S1 zoning that didn't ask for that. So,
But he still be able to operate like he intended.
well, I'm not talking about the boat people, I'm talking about the people next door.
Oh.
I mean, so you have people now that are in C1 that are operating in C1 that have not requested an S1 zoning. I think if the attorney's okay with it, it may be okay just to condition, if you wanted to do the C2 zoning, just to condition it that it's for the intended use that you have here before you today. And then if it's not ever used for that use, then it reverts back to its original zoning.
But the rest of the building is already C2.
It's
C1?
C1.
Entire property is C1.
C1.
We're trying to find a way to give you what you
Yep,
want, but not down the road. It's too wide of a zoning that can turn into something that just does not fit the location. So we're trying to figure that out.
Right. So you restrict that C2 zoning.
Mr. Allen, would you like to withdraw that latest motion?
Third time's a charm, sir. I will withdraw
And we have
my
a second
previous motion.
withdraw?
We had 2 seconds, so I withdraw mine, you withdraw yours. It was a tie, actually.
All right, let's start over. We're gonna rezone it conditionally C2. So go ahead.
Do I need to specify the conditions? For retail or?
Could you add as requested by the applicant to cover everything?
C2 as requested by the applicant.
Planning Commission.
All right,
Planning Commission has put conditions on it.
right. So
Yeah,
I need to complete that. I got that part of it. I'm just trying to figure out when we do C2. C2 per conditions of the application?
Staff report. Part as normal.
Right, but the C2. Any C1 uses as well as boat sales and service.
That's correct.
That'll cover it.
Yes, sir.
We are working to help you here. Believe it or not, this was my effort to help. So, all right, third strike. I make a motion, again, to approve the rezoning request from C1 to C2 with the conditions of any C1 use as well as boat sales and service at tax map 082B 005, subject to the conditions enumerated in the September 20th, 2018 Planning Commission report.
Perfect.
Go!
Does anybody want to second this third motion?
Coach already did.
Any further discussion? All in favor? All right. Good work.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I make a motion to approve the rezoning request from C2 and RA to P1 and RA located at tax map 027-075L for a proposed professional office subject to the condition enumerated in the September 20th, 2018 Planning Commission report.
Second.
I believe this is for the purpose of adding a building at Ray Owens Road and White Oak Road.
That's correct.
Professional bill.
All in favor? Okay.
I would like to make a motion to approve the request for a conditional use for a nonprofit organization located at tax map 077320.
Second.
This is at Triangle Industrial Drive, off of Industrial Park Drive. All in favor?
Sir? I would like to make a motion to approve the request for a variance to section 90-139 buffers and screenings located at tax map 073A 189.
Second.
I believe this is a church on Oakley Perkle Road.
Correct.
Further discussion? All in favor? Okay.
Lastly, on the debate agenda, sir, I would like to make a motion to send the Evanstown Center Urban Design Plan for 2018 back to staff for reconsideration.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor? Okay. We will have some additional real estate matters to discuss. Commissioner Allen?
Yes, sir. I make a motion to approve $10,000 to Mary Jane Evans, parcel 5, $10,000 to Mary Jane Evans, parcel 6, $14,065 to Halford K. and Mona S. Hales, parcel 8, $16,923 to Judy T. Moreland, parcel 10, $20,000 to Barbara Marilyn Moody, parcel 15, $3,011 to Kenneth M. and Catherine J. Norris, parcel 36, $2,230 to Anthony D. Hyatt, parcel 152, and $3,011 to JJ&P Holdings LLC, parcel 153. All to obtain right-of-way and/or easements for the SR 28 Furies Ferry Road widening project.
Second.
Any discussion of all these acquisitions? All in favor?
Getting closer?
Close. You only have 175 more to go.
Yes.
Really? Is that the actual number?
Yes.
All right. I'm so relieved.
Okay. I make a motion to approve $7,500 to Duong Nok Lay and Thu Thai Lay, parcel 91, to obtain right-of-way and/or easements to the Lewiston Road widening project.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
And lastly, sir, I make a motion to approve $396 to Patrick and Rachel Cedar, parcel 077-184, to obtain right-of-way, easement, and/or property for the Jones Creek Force Main Sewer Project.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Can you go back now to a request to speak? Mr. Chester Plecka. Okay. Welcome to this meeting of the commission.
Evening.
I started with Columbia County, 1999, volunteer firefighter in Heflin. This guy, excuse me. 2004, I did the CERT program, launch training, joined the Columbia County MOC team, Columbia County dive team, Columbia County auxiliary team, also some ATV team, four-wheel drive team, damage assessment and all of that. My wife, in 2013, joined Columbia County Emergency Response Team, 2013. Joined the MOC team, Mobile Communications Vehicle, Columbia County Dive Team, all back in 2013. He also helps with Columbia County Sheriff's Department Auxiliary, doing the fair, fingerprinting. Passed away August 5th. I want to say thank you for Columbia County Commissioners to Mr. Kennedy, Jeremy, the Fire Department, the Sheriff's Department, that 100% supported me during this whole hard time. Danny, Chief Coleman, Chief Willis, Sergeant Massey, Lieutenant Champion, other ones, the hospital passed away. Danny Coleman, Sergeant Massey, Lieutenant Champion, Pastor Richard Thigpen stayed with me. 10 o'clock that morning, 1 o'clock Sunday morning, passed away. Still to this day, I have 100% support from the fire department, the commissioners. Kennedy's always asks me all the time how I'm doing and everything else and all. I just want to say thank you for all the different agencies supported me. This is the only way I can say thank you. I mean, y'all sent flowers, the Board of Commissioners sent flowers, the Sheriff's Department, the dive team, the Fire Department. All y'all 100% support me. And a big thank you to Andy, Columbia County EMA Director. Helped set the funeral arrangements, everything else. This is the only way I can say, Columbia County, thank you, out of my heart.
Mr. Plecker, this is we know, an extremely, rough time for you, and thank you so much for coming and doing this.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Driver, we skipped over into legal matters. Do you have anything to bring up? Any comments from anyone else, staff, commission? Any reason to continue this meeting?
I can see none, Mr. Chairman, so I'd like to make.
I'll second, sir.
Motion and a second. All in favor? We are adjourned.